Hey guys, and welcome. I'm Enigmius, and this is World of Warplanes. This is the second game from wargaming.net. It just came out last year. I think it was like November or October 2013. So it's only been out for like 6 months or so. Very, very similar to World of Tanks in the sense of how the experience works, how you upgrade your airplanes. In fact, it shares an account with World of Tanks. If you're already playing World of Tanks, you don't even have to sign up for a new account. You can just download World of Warplanes and start playing. If anything you see in this video interests you, you want to give it a try, there will be a link in the information section below that you can click on. It'll take you to a page where you can sign up for your very own account, get the client, play for free. I enjoy it, and doing so will also directly support my channel. Enough yammering, let's talk a little bit about airplanes. I've only been playing for a few days now. I got the client. I started messing around with the different kinds of planes that you can get. There's only basically 3 different classes of planes. There's fighters, like this guy here that we're looking at. There are heavy fighters. Which one is my heavy fighter? Here's a heavy fighter. Bit bigger. And it's not a bomber. It's a heavy fighter. It's actually a faster, more heavily armed and armored plane intended for shooting down fighters, but it trades all of that for maneuverability. It's not as maneuverable as a wee little fighter like this guy, who is the American fighter that I've been working on. It's kind of fun. I've got lots of upgrading left to do on this one. And then you also have attack fighters. These are the air-to-ground attack. They can get bombs. Other planes can get bombs as well, but these guys are the ones that you most expect to see them. You can see it's big, it's bulky. It's got a rear gunner, which is cool. The rear gunners are automated. You don't have to worry about it. They'll just pew-pew at anyone who's chasing you that they can see. And it's also got lots and lots of guns. You can kind of see them. There's 5 here, and there's 5 here. These guns are actually designed to take down ground installations, and there's ground installations that you can attack in the game. We're going to see that in a different plane. The whole idea is that this guy is very, very susceptible to fighters and heavy fighters. He can't really defend himself very well. He's too slow, lacks the maneuverability. If you go head to head with one of these guys, he's going to shred your ass, but works better if you have anti-fighter support while you're flying one of these guys, teammates who are actually watching your back. Just to keep things simple, we're going to start out like you just installed the client. You're starting out for the very first time. This is one of the planes that you're going to be given. This is the American Tier 1 fighter. As you can see, it's an old school biplane with the prop and the massive engine and all the stuff. It's a single pilot craft. You don't have a tail gunner, and all we have to do is hop into a battle. It's fantastic. Now, one of the things that I've noticed that I really like, that was an 8-second queue to get into this match, by the way, which is pretty good. I've had them up to a minute or 2, depending on what tier I'm working on, but 8 seconds, not too bad. There's a hint section here, and you can go through and get different hints, different strategies and tactics, not just what buttons to push to fly your plane, but what you might want to try and do while you're in the plane pushing the buttons. So it's kind of cool that way. You start off like this. You're basically hovering in midair. You have no speed. We're at 644 meters. As soon as the battle timer hits 0, then we get control. Now, you do have a boost. You can see in the middle of the screen, it says activate boost. I'm activating it. And that gives you a bit of a boost of speed, which apparently is historically accurate, especially in these older planes. They did have the option as pilots to redline their engines for short periods of time to get a little bit of extra speed for whatever, climbing, evasive maneuvers. And if they did it for too long, they risked damaging their engine and basically crashing, because the engine is fairly important. Now we're up in the clouds. There we go. So we've got some enemies coming in. These are light fighters from the looks of things. I want to try and get some altitude whenever possible, because then later on when you're actually in the fight, you can trade altitude for velocity. By going into a bit of a dive, you increase your speed, but obviously you lose altitude in the process. So at the very beginning of a fight, whenever possible, I want to try and stay on top of the enemy. And you can see oh, now someone's chasing me. So we're going to boost a bit. I want to at least finish this guy off before I bite the dust. We're going to roll because I want these guys off of me. Yeah, that was... I think rolling out of that was a pretty good idea because they're... Yeah, we're taking damage. Keep in mind, we are a tier 1... Oh, look at my wing. My poor wings. You'd almost think that these guys want me to crash. Alright, so it's quick, it's easy. It's flying airplanes from like old school times, and sometimes you crash, and sometimes you get blown up, and sometimes you do the blowing up. You can see we've got kind of a neat environment here. All those ships we can destroy. We get points for destroying the ships. We've got some ground stuff over here. We're just going to switch to spectator mode. We're going to see what this guy's doing. This is, I believe, an attack fighter. No, this is a heavy fighter. This is the German heavy fighter that I have. It's a savage little bastard, and it does pretty well against ground targets as well. You can see it's got the guns, 4 guns right on the nose of the aircraft, which seems to make it a little bit more accurate. I've kind of, maybe I was fooling myself, but that's sort of the idea that I got. He's shooting at something. I don't know if that's actually a target or not. I know there's some there. See, now he's turning his fiery gaze upon the poor little enemy aircraft that's flying across the surface of the water. It's a sharp-looking game. I like the effects of the water. Now, ground targets, maybe the reason why I'm not seeing them is because I'm in spectator mode. Ground targets are lit with little icons, and you can actually see some of the... Oh, that's why. Derp. So we won somehow. What did I get? I got assist points for helping that one guy that I almost destroyed. I caused 41 out of 65 damage to this aircraft, so he was eventually shot down. I did do a little bit of critical damage. I damaged his wing. I did 2/3 of the damage that was necessary to take this guy out, so I contributed in my own tier 1 kind of non-contributor way. I got 504 experience that I don't think I can use. Let's see. We can go into the upgrades. Actually, I can't. No, I can't. So that was the wee little guy that you might start out with, and now we can take a look at... Let's take a look at the tier 3 version. Let's see what the match looks like. Now, in addition to the hints panel, you can go to the team panel where you can see all the people that are going to be on your team, all the people that are going to be on the other team, and interestingly, you can click on one of them, and it'll tell you how your plane stacks up to theirs. So in this one, I'm better at high altitude stuff, but I'm not nearly as maneuverable as this guy. He's a little bit slower than me, and he has a bit more firepower. So it's kind of neat. I can't really see myself ever being so involved in the game that I would go through that list at the beginning of the match and then equate it to what's going on, looking for names and stuff as I'm flying around. I just want to shoot guys. That's all I want to do. Now this time, not so many biplanes, I don't think. What have we got? Looks like the mostly tier 3 match. Just like before, we're going absolutely airborne. And then before the boost hits 0, I like to turn it off so that the engine doesn't overheat. And now I got a pretty good bump to my altitude there. I'm at 1,400 meters. Oh, I'm still angled up too much. Almost stalled. Here we go. So we've got... See, the thing that I find is that you see that first aircraft, that guy there, and the temptation is to just drop down on him and start blasting the snot out of him. That's a good way to get 3 or 4 of his pals on your ass because, as you can see, they're still there. They don't care that you're not paying attention to them. But they are very much interested in blasting the snot out of me. You can see this one guy. He's fully invested in destroying me. And we're going down. He had my number. Look, there are 3 of them. 4 of them. And my teammates, being that it's a PvP game, teammates quite often have absolutely no purpose in the match at all. So this is the American Tier 2. You can see it's still a biplane, but they've learned a little bit better about aerodynamics. They haven't got to the point with the retractable landing gears yet. I don't even know if we're going to see those at any point in this, which is fine. We've got the same map. The low-tier map tends to be, there's a limited selection of them. I noticed on the Tier 3 maps that I was on earlier that they tend to be a little bit more varied. But still, these ships now are our friends. And I'm just going to get some altitude because I'm only at 400 meters. And then that's enough. Do a little roll because rolling is fun. I kind of want to take a little bit of a tour of the ground sort of thing. The ground scenario, even though we can't do much, but we'll do that the next episode. Let's see if we can't kill somebody. Oh, I know what we can do. I learned that they handle mid-air collisions extremely well in this game. They're quite entertaining. In fact, what you're seeing, to me, when I first started playing it, it seems pretty straightforward, which is good, but it's not until you get into those hair-raising situations. Like, I almost had a 3-aircraft sandwich the other day where I was shooting at a guy and he was coming straight at me. Fortunately, I destroyed him because his plane started to dip. His plane dipped under me, and the teammate of mine that was following along behind him flew directly above me. Both planes missed me by maybe 2 or 3 meters. It was pretty spectacular, I have to say. And I was glad that I didn't poop myself while I was watching it unfold, because it was also pretty terrifying. So we got a little bit of a loop-de-loop there, and I didn't even hit him. I can't take credit for any of that. This guy's tail gunner shot him. Jerk, stealing my kills. That could have been glorious. So now, what do we got down here? We've got another light guy. He looks to be about half dead. Oh, don't. This is not a submarine. Oh, jeez. Now they're all after me again. All the clowns with... That's... looks like the fire from a medium, I have to say. That's not a regular fighter. Oh. Yeah, that's AO-192 is a heavy fighter. And he just flattened me. So we're going to do one more in the Tier 3, since the other ones were so tragically short. I hope you're getting an idea of what this is like, because if you look over here, you can see this mountain. Let me put it to you this way. You can see that mountain. That's about the boundary of the area that you're in. So you can see my teammates over there. It's large enough that you don't feel crowded, but it's small enough that you're never really far from the action, if the action is what you're wanting to find. And it's very responsive, the controls, so you can really do some neat and fun stuff, like the rolls and the climbs and the loop-de-loops and some advanced tactics. Again, we're using the boost to get some altitude and shut it off before it overheats. And then just make sure that we're actually maintaining our altitude instead of climbing and reducing our speed in the process. Now you can kind of watch your engine. There's at the bottom of the screen, it's kind of small. I don't know how well it'll show up in the video. You can have icons for each of the shenanigans that you're working with. Your guns and your engine and stuff like that. And you can watch it to see when you have, you know, full boost available, partial boost, whatever you need. So we're going to close in on this guy. Holding back last time didn't do much for us. So that was my teammate almost shooting me in his zeal to kill the enemy. What a fucking clown. Look, here's a guy. We're not quite lined up. If I get a chance to slice a guy's wing off with my wing, we're going to do it. We're going to go for it. That was awful. We're going to do a little work with... Oh, Jesus, here we go. How many guys... Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 goddamn aircraft around me. They've lost 1 plane and we've lost 8, 9. Now this is a brand new plane. I chose it because it's a fighter. It's actually still a fighter, but it's in a line where if I keep working my way through the line, unlocking planes, I'll eventually get into heavy fighters, which is kind of cool. It's British. It's called the Squaw, I think. Actually, it's SKUA is how it's spelled. Not sure how I feel about the name. It looks kind of old. Just that cockpit cracks me up. We've got a tail gunner in this one at least, and we're gonna try. Because the other planes aren't cooperating with us. We've got a little bit longer boost time in this one. I'm curious to see how maneuverable it is relative to my American, my little wee guy. And here we go. Losing control. We're in a flat spin. Val Kilmer is very concerned about us. Actually, we're not. We're fine. We gained a little bit of altitude there. So looking at the mini-map, we've got a couple of enemy aircraft appearing in the north. I'm along the south. Now we've got a guy appearing. I haven't upgraded anything on this plane. It's completely stock. And having never used it, I don't know what to expect. But, like I said, if I can slice a guy in half with my wings... We're going to do it. We're going to go for it because it's fantastic. Look at this. Look at all 4 of them. 5 in a dive after that guy who just shot at one of them. Now his tail gunner is going to be shooting at me. Plus the other bad guys in the area. My guns have overheated. Now this is kind of interesting because by all appearances I should have gone down a long time ago, but there we go. So that's the first episode, World of Warplanes. If you have any comments, feedback, anything you'd like me to see that you'd like me to try, let me know in the comment section. If you want to try the game yourself, like I say, click on the link in the information section below the video. Thanks for watching, guys, and take care.